Am I being acknowledged now?
Yes, proceed, Senator Francis.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon to my colleagues. Good afternoon to the people of the territory and to the testifiers. I have been attentively listening to this dialogue for the last couple hours. And what I will say, there are some key points I just want to touch on. As it relates to the creation of this board and making adjustments to titles, I personally don't have a problem with what's being done. I would like to reiterate that we do need to do some cleanup as it relates to us potentially taking away people's hard-earned work and not allowing them to acknowledge it, whether they practice or not. If you have a degree in something, you have it. It just exists. If I have a doctorate in being a teacher and maybe I'm not teaching anymore, that does not take away the fact that I could be Dr. Alma Francis Heiliger. So we can't create laws to take away people's rights based on how they are educated. So we need to definitely clean that part up. I was also very concerned as it relates to, it's one thing to be educated. I support individuals that go to college, that get their degrees, but I also support the hard work of individuals that have done years upon years of training. We have colleges today and universities that will give you credit for your work experience because they know the value of it. And we don't want to inadvertently say that because somebody just got out of college or a university and they might have a master's in something that they have more value and they can't supervise someone else. Them just coming into the field, 30 years of knowledge and work experience and a wealth of information can never replace, and I'm going to say that again, can never replace instantaneous a degree. I love that people are getting educated, but I think we need to clean that up. I don't think that it needs to be just done by a waiver, because I know in our territory how things slip through the cracks and people are going to say, oh, the law says this. I think it needs to be clarified in the code as we draft this piece of legislation. There's two things I want to ask about these two particular pieces of bill. As it relates to incentive programs, are you guys doing any type of incentive programs to recruit social workers here? Because I know one of the things that was mentioned that you have information up on the personnel via the personnel department that you try to keep up consistently. But is there any active work being done, whether by the department, to do recruitment?
Commissioner Avril George, we have held job fairs. We have participated in job fairs with the different agencies, including Division of Personnel. You asked about incentive. The only incentive that is being offered is your salary. We don't have any other incentives being offered at this time.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that. I also wanted to ask one question, because we know social workers are very critical when it comes to a lot of issues that people deal with in life. What are some of the things consequences that might befall a social worker, and when it comes to dealing with rules and regulations, confidentiality, ethical behavior, what are some things that you deal with pertaining to that because of how sensitive a lot of the information and the situations they deal with?
I will refer to AC Benjamin due to her expertise.
Thank you.
I didn't fully understand the question.
Okay. The fact that social workers have to deal with a lot of human sensitive issues, what are some of the consequences for social workers that do not follow the rules and regulations pertaining to whether it's confidentiality or ethical practice?
Well, for licensed social workers, the Board of Social Work Licensure and DLCA are the entities that, if the matter is reported to them, would be able to already dole out consequences. In addition to that, if whatever the violation is runs afoul of the law, the AG's office has the ability to potentially press charges if whatever the violation is egregious. And then at the Department of Human Services, that person can be disciplined up to and including termination, which has happened.
Senator, you're still on the clock.
You're muted.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you. We still can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes. There's an echo, but you may proceed. No, we can't hear you now.
I double?
Yes, proceed. Yeah, there's an echo.
To put on the record that for the first vote, I did initially vote yes, but for some reason we're having some audio issues both online and back and forth between St. Croix. But I don't know if I heard that it was voted that I was absent or abstain. But if that is what you guys recorded, my vote was actually yes. The second thing I actually want to put on the record is the reason why I abstained from voting on the last piece of legislation is I have not gotten or seen a copy of the amendment. So I will look forward to, as a member of Rules, take a look at it and make a decision accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Francis.